So last Saturday, we had a part one of this video series, which is a part one of only two, yeah? Video series on empowered women's, nowadays women, balance, alignment with ease and flow. Yeah, so how can we go about the various things we have to do while we are balanced, while we are centered, and it feels easy and it feels flowing, yeah, because we can go through anything, yeah. We have all done it. We have all done it before. We're still doing it, yeah. The purpose of this is to add little tweaks so that we can reach that ease and flow. So balancing many things can become easier, yeah, can become flowing. Last week we had the first 5 tips. 1, pause before you go. 2, fake urgency. That's a really cool term, and we're all going through it. 3, how to balance the feminine and masculine energy, and how to do that in actual practical tips in how we go about doing things. Number 4, surround yourselves with others like you. So that's for the creating that ecosystem where you can support that new change that you've decided to implement in your life. Or, you know, like if you want to live your life in a different way, if you're looking at your life and you find, oh, you know, it's not what I want it to be by now. All of us have an element of that. If it's massively unbalanced, then really look for people that are living the life that you would like to have instead, yeah. And so that becomes your normality, yeah. There's more on that on the part 1 video, so please watch it and let me know how you find the content. And number 5 that we discussed last week was accountability. And now this is very similar with having people around you that are supporting your goal, but this is specifically to you. So when you are accountable to one person directly, so you find yourself an accountability partner, or you find yourself a coach, and coaches are not only going to go through your blocks, get all the crap out of the way, give you strategies, give you shortcuts towards your goals. They will also keep you accountable. So you cannot screw up. You cannot fall off the wagon because you got them there for you, yeah? So accountability is number 5. Please catch up with the part 1 video if you want to see more of it. And if you have questions about some of these tips and you want to know more, but each topic is massive, yeah, so it's got additional things that we can always expand on. So if you want additional information or additional expansion on any of the tips I'm giving here, tip number 6, yes, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in the first part of this series, which happened last Saturday. There's a link there's a comment with the link to the video down here. Yes, please go through the comments and watch the replay if you haven't done so yet. Okay, so tip number 6, this is the analyzer dial. This is something I've learned from a brilliant energy teacher. Number 6 is the analyzer dial. Now this is when you find your mind really busy in a million places and you feel really stressed out and you have to do this and you have to do that, you start to feel that overwhelm. When you have someone, let's say you have your partner trying to talk to you, you have your kids talking to you, you have your boss talking to you, but your mind is so busy you cannot focus on them, right? This is very good to use in those times. So what happens, even if you have the time to do it with your eyes closed, it's good. If you don't, you can still do it in your mind, with your mind's eye. You imagine there's like a round dial and you can turn it whichever way it works for you. you can turn it and by the turning of this dial, you are reducing the intensity of your analyzer. So that busyness, so that dial will be responsible with turning down that busy mind. Yes, so it's not so chaotic. Now you might think, oh my God, but what am I going to do? Am I not going to be able to think? Am I not going to be able to plan? Am I not going to be able to do things? Yes, you will be. It's just that you will, it will be more balanced. So your analyzer will no longer be overpowering everything else. Your analyzer will then sort of now blend in. So you want it to turn, you want to turn it down. I even turn it all the way down, especially if I want to meditate, especially when I want to access my feminine energy. The overthinking, remember, the planner, the doing is masculine energy. When I want to balance and actually bring my feminine into balance and maybe even get my feminine to lead, I turn my analyzer down. And that gives me a little bit of easier access, because now my analyzer doesn't take forefront anymore. It's there, but it's not disturbing. Yeah, it's not overpowering, because the analyzer is turned at a optimum level or even all the way down. I can now feel and hear my higher self better. I can access my unconscious mind easier, like my unconscious programming, my instinctual programming. I can reach that place where I just know, that intuition that we're all talking about. That's a very good way to quiet down the analyzer, so that the intuition, you can hear your intuition better. You can feel your intuition better. You can see it better. However if you hear it, if you feel it, if you see it, however your way of perceiving your intuition is okay. Everyone's different, but we've all got that inner guidance that we get into very good alignment with when we are in flow. So in order to reach that flow state, in order to have that everything working out for us in just the right way and just in a perfect kind of ecosystem kind of way, it's very good to take control of that analyzer mind. You can call it logical mind as well. You can call it rational mind. You can call it overthinking. You can call it sort of stressful planning. You can call it that kind of mind that some of us, for me, it used to be a very challenging thing. I could never understand, how come people not think of things? Even now, it's not easy for me to never think of something. That's how. Now, it's important to know that you are not reducing any of your power. You are actually increasing your power by balancing your analyzer mind and your intuition and your perception, your other senses, that when the analyzer is on an optimum level, the other senses have front stage at the same time as well. So you're reaching that beautiful balance, okay? I invite you to give this a go, even though it might sound a bit weird. Just literally close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths. Notice your busy mind. So observe everything that's happening in your mind. Go back to your breath. You might find that the more things you have going in your mind, the faster your breath is, short and fast. Yeah. Slow down your breath a little bit. Imagine a dial. You will see it in whatever form you see it. It's all perfectly fine. Mine is a round one. I have one of my clients who's got one of those dials that goes up and down. For someone else who has a digital dial, so they can see the percentage, 100%, 80%, 25%, so they can see when they're turning it down. Whichever way you see it, it's fine. That's where your that's how you can immediately take control of your busy mind. So with your mind's eye, turn your analyzer down and notice how quickly your body relaxes, how quickly your mind gets a little bit more peaceful, and everything suddenly feels a lot more manageable. Yes, that's the power of the analyzer. And a bonus little thing, if you like this, you can imagine an additional dial for your intuition, and you can turn that up. And so play with that. Play with the analyzer down, intuition up. For the times when you really want to know, how do I really feel about this? Where do I want to go next? What's my next step? Yeah. Having that intuition dial is really, really powerful as well. Number 7 is the breath of life. And now this is such a small, simple thing. We can apply it every single day. We can apply it every time we feel before a meeting, before an interview, while you're writing a very important text message, while you're replying to someone, whenever you feel like you are slightly off balance, this is one little thing that will give you, will get you a bit more centered. And this is the breath we did in the beginning as well, whereby we're taking one very deep breath. We're filling the belly, fill the lungs, and then hold it. Hold your breath there at the top. And while you're holding your breath at the top, you're going to allow yourself to notice how it feels like to be full. And allow that breath to expand into every single cell of your body. You actually imagine pushing that breath into the cells of your body, every single cell of your body. And then when you're breathing out through your mouth, very slowly. And you are noticing just how much lighter your body is getting. Yeah, how much of the pressure is just falling off. Yeah, just released. I teach this to anyone and everyone around me. Whenever I see someone stressed, I just take them through breath in, hold, breath out through your mouth. In through your nose, hold, breath out, slowly through your mouth. So something as small as this, even your kids you can teach, right? You can teach anyone around you. It's very, very simple, but it's so powerful in that moment when we need the balance. When we need the balance, because something very important is kind of getting us really anxious. So there's that short breath, that fast short breath, that stress kind of feeling, yeah? So breath of life is a very powerful little tip, but it's super practical, and it really, really, really changes the way you approach anything that otherwise feels challenging. I mean, it will still feel challenging, but you will approach it with balance. Yeah, you will approach it from your empowered self. Okay, going forward. Number 8 is the grounding energy. Many of you might have already your own way of grounding yourself. So what that means is that you are finding yourself a route that keeps you stable, that keeps you, the word that I'm looking for is sturdy. Yeah, no matter what's going on, all these things you have to balance. Channel yourself to connect with the earth energy, and imagine that there's a trunk growing from the bottom of our spine. So that's what some of you know, that's the root chakra. Those of you who don't know about the chakras, you don't need to know about the chakras. It's fine. Just imagine that from the middle of your body, your lower body becomes a trunk, a tree trunk that is now going deeper and deeper into the earth. Yes, and it's getting all the way to center of earth, And then it's drawing energy from there, and it's letting go of stuff. And you can let go of stuff you don't need via this grounding. So it goes into Mother Earth, it goes into the earth, and the earth transforms it and alchemizes that energy and makes it into powerful energy again. Yes. So whatever doesn't serve you now, let it go through your grounding, so that Mother Earth can transform it, okay? And you can also draw energy from it and draw that grounding and feeling strong and feeling powerful from Mother Earth, okay? So I will quickly go through the technique right now, yes? So what we would do, we would close our eyes, we would focus on our breath, we take a few deep breaths there. Make sure your body is comfortable and have the soles of your feet planted firmly on the ground, on the floor. However, if you're standing or if you're sitting, it's fine. And then imagine growing roots from your feet going down into the earth, all the way in, traveling through earth, all the way to the center of earth. That's why it's the most potent energy of Mother Gaia, yes? And then you imagine yourself connected now. You imagine drawing energy from there. And if you really notice, you don't have to draw it, it just comes to you. And then you notice wherever you have in your body tension, just let that fall through that grounding, let it go. Wherever you have any negative emotions or things that you want to let go of, feel the center of earth drawing that energy out, and you will let it fall through that grounding, feeling lighter, feeling more relaxed. And then imagine letting go of something you don't even know that you need to let go of. Whatever it is that you need to let go of, and you know that instinctually, but you might not know logically, that's going as well. And allow it. And then notice yourself a lot more grounded, a lot more stable, a lot more stronger, okay? And then go about your day. This can take 1 minute, even 30 seconds. Sometimes I do that in the middle of a meeting when I find myself a little bit like too floating all over the place. Okay, let's ground. And sometimes I even imagine my manager grounding. I imagine my client grounding. I imagine if I'm on a call and it's a difficult call, they've overcharged me the other day. They charged like £950 on my account. I was talking to them and I was like, $950, right? Sorry. And they were saying, no, it's going to take, I don't know how long. And I just imagined grounding myself. I imagined grounding the phone call and letting Mother Earth sort of infuse her energy into it. It's a very powerful little tip for energetic tip. Use it however it suits you. At the very most basic level, first level, beginner level, imagine yourself like a tree trunk going all the way to, like a tree trunk from your lower body, yeah, from your middle going down, all the way to the center of earth, and then exchange energy with earth that way. So take good energy in, let go of stuff you don't want, let it out, yeah. At a more advanced level, you can imagine looking at tension in your body, looking at pain in your body, looking at things that are worrying you, and imagine letting go of those through grounding energy. You can even imagine Mother Earth coming up and healing through the grounding. It comes up into your body and heals everything. Now at a third level still, and I'm going quite fast here, but some of you I know they will love this. You're actually going to imagine, like I, for example, grounded this room where I am here, my office. my home office. I imagined a grounding cord in the middle of the room, and drawing out all the stuff that doesn't serve me, all the old energy, all the stuff that is not needed anymore. And I imagined Mother Earth through that grounding cord, infusing this room with all that is needed for my energy to sustain this giving to you. So you can, at a more advanced level, you can ground your clients, you can ground your phone calls, you can ground a room, you can ground a building, you can ground a continent. Now, number 9. I left this at the end, but just because it's a massive, massive, massive tip for us. It's a big area where we struggle, as most of us struggle, let's say. And it's called trust. So yeah, what do I mean by trust? Yes, about trusting others, yes. But remember, we're talking about us and our ecosystem. And so it all comes from us, from within. So trusting that, one, I don't need to know everything right now. Because we tell ourselves, I have to know, I have to do it, I have to. Yeah, I know exactly what I need to know right now for this moment, right here. Just that. It's almost like an affirmation. You can create one for you, whichever, in your own words. But it's almost like an affirmation that will bring awareness to your balance. Because a lot of times when we're out of whack, we kind of are, we're out of balance. We tend to want to control everything. So this trust is about letting go of controlling every single detail. Control as much as you can, but when it throws you out of balance, then that's where trust comes in. Trust that you know everything you need to know right now in this moment. Whatever else you need to find out, whatever else you need to learn, you will. It will come to you. You'll get there. You have to do this. I'm never going to make it. Okay, well, do one thing now. You can only do one thing now. Yeah? Trust that the next thing and the next thing eventually will get you there. This letting go of controlling everything, every single detail, it will feel very uncomfortable sometimes. But unless you apply a little bit of trust first, a little bit, yeah, if it feels truly uncomfortable to you, it means this is an area that perhaps you want to look deeper into this area, yeah. And so start with something small, just ask people to do something for you that is really small, that you don't mind if they're doing it their own way. And even if you would like them to do it like this, you wouldn't mind so badly if they didn't, and you really let yourself trust them that they'll get it done in the best way that they can, in the best way that you need to get it. And practice it like that in small places, with small gestures, until you get to the place where this is going to freak you out, but signing up for things that you're capable of doing, but unless you sign up, you don't. That's your proving that you trust. Yeah. You're not taking that action. You're taking an action towards what you want shows your trust that you'll get there somehow, even if you don't have all the steps. It will get to the point where you allow yourself to access that which you really, truly, deeply desire, but you're blocking it because you're just thinking, I don't know how to get there. So trust is letting go of the how you get from A to B, every single detail of it. Trust is focusing on what it is that you really want at the end of the road, at the end of that, what your target is. Be clear on that. And then just take one step. You only need to know what your next step is. And then you need to trust that the next step and the step after that and the step after that and the step after that will come in its own time. As long as you know where you're going and you trust that getting on this journey will get you there. This is a challenging one. It is, however, one of the most powerful ways to balance in the midst of juggling. I don't have to do everything right now. It's very connected to that tip number 2, fake urgency. Is where we feel that urgency that we have to know every single thing, we have to do it, and we have to do it right now. Whew. See, that's going out of balance. And so, bring yourself back. Wait a minute, I'm not alone. I'm supported. I'm a smart woman. I have done many things in my, in my experience that at the time they felt, maybe unthinkable. There are many things I maybe didn't know all the way through. It's almost like I have the analogy here. So trust, so tip number 9, trust is like driving in the dark. You have your GPS, or maybe you just know the way, yeah? But let's imagine you have a GPS and it's dark. There's no lights on the street. Let's say you're not in London like me, but you're somewhere, where it's dark and there are no street lights. All you have is your headlights. Yeah, that beam. And all you can see is as far as your headlights lead you, show you, yeah? So you can only see, I don't know, however far your headlights can see. You know where you're going. Sat-nav says turn left. You indicate, you turn left. You keep going, you can only see as far as your headlights, yet you trust that there's a road there. And if there isn't a road there, you will know in time to stop. Yeah, because you can see as far as your headlights are reaching. Yeah, so trust is looking at your own path towards whatever you're doing, whatever project you're in the middle of, whatever worries your mind, whatever, let's say you're worried about your kids, whatever you're worried about your job, whatever your I don't know, directors, your managers, your clients, your accounts, your taxes, oh my God, all the holiday presents, all of this. Yeah? Okay. I only need to know what I'm doing next. I know where I'm going. All of these will get done. I decided already, because if these are happening in your reality, you have decided already that they're important to you and you're doing something about them. So decision always comes first to anything, yeah? But once you've decided and you're in it, it just feels overwhelming at times. That's when you trust. That's when you use this. Remember the headlights analogy. You only need to see as far as that, and when you will know, okay, now it's time to turn left. Now it's time to turn right. Yeah? So trust that inner GPS. And trust that there is always going to be, you will always know what to do as you're closer to the time. You don't have to know everything. Yeah, you just have to know where you want to go. It's very important to have clarity on that. Otherwise, you're just going to be drifting in different places, different directions, which is fine. If you're, if that's kind of, you want to feel your way through things first before you get clarity as to where you want to go, it's fine. But still, you must trust that you will get guided to wherever you need to, so you can get that clarity, so you know where you're then going to focus on going. Yeah. So these, my lovelies, are our 9 tips. I, of course, have a tip number 10, a bonus tip, because hello, I'm me and I can't help myself. Tip number 10, master your chameleon superpowers. What does that mean? It means that it's okay for us to be muses for our masculines in our lives. Yes, we are lady boss at work if we need to be. We are kick-ass mom. We are best friend. We are amazing daughter, or maybe sometimes we are like amazing whatever your, let's say, your hobbies. It's all you. And you, my lovely, because you can be all these different things sometimes at the same time, you have chameleon superpowers. And mastering them means so that for that ease and flow kind of balance, it means that you start to become aware of the fact that that you no longer have to use this persona for this kind of work, life. So for example, I'll give you my own personal example. Like, I actually spent a year on mastering my chameleon superpowers. I decided at the beginning of the year that this is something I want to focus on, because I was a completely different person in my work. I was a completely different person in my coaching. I was a completely different person in my dancing. I was a completely different person in my hobbies. I was a completely different person to my family, to the point that I actually looked different. I had like different way. I was wearing makeup, or I wasn't wearing makeup, like for work, and so many hats. Yes, so many hats. And I was only like, if I for example, if I was going straight from work, I would never go dancing straight from work, because wait, I need to put my makeup on, I need to have that, you know. So I was making myself miss out on things because I wasn't quite the persona that I had built for that area, yeah. And so that I was comfortable showing, yeah, because it's not really building anything, it's just showing a certain side, or certain light, or another light, yeah. And so that 1 year I decided that it's actually very tiring doing that, because you're kind of running in one direction and another one and then another one. Whew, and then you feel like nobody really knows you, yeah? Or you feel like you really sort of want to be unified, so be that whole. And what it means now for me, so I spent a whole year integrating all those chameleon superpowers, and I would say the mastering of them, I'm still working on it, you know, still there's always room, like there's levels, yeah. But I would say now, I have no problem sort of, for example, my glasses, I actually forgot about them now. I would have never forgotten about them when it came to my coaching or anything to do with work. Yes. I would never be fun and light like this, you know, one pink ear, one earring with pink and one not, for example, on any public video, because it just, you know, I gotta be serious there. So mastering your chameleon superpowers means reaching that balance where you're comfortable being various versions of you, even overlapping each other. And you will get to actually experience a whole other world around you, because people around you will respond to that. What you're creating around you, obviously that's your ecosystem, it starts from you. And if you are now showing that acceptance to all that you are in whatever area you are, I even have like, and this was actually a conversation I had with one of my friends, I even have videos of me coming with my hair, you know, all, and I thought, you know, she actually said to me, you don't always look polished. Nobody always looks polished. It's unrealistic to only come online and to only come on a video if you're only when you're polished, yeah? Unless you choose to only show a certain side of you, which for me, that's not my choice. If for you, that's a choice. And I have to say, I have applied that choice for many, many years. So I completely understand if it's very comfortable to have a controlled kind of version of you, projection of you. in one area is very natural. You know, like at work, you don't want to, you know, be all sexy and whatnot. But it's okay to be feminine. It's okay to be a woman. You don't only have to speak masculine word, even though it might feel like you have to. And that again, that used to be me too. So I've tried that myself, and you won't believe it when you're actually owning and being authentically you, whichever one that is. It brings a lightness, and the energy that you're leading with, people respond to your energy. If your energy is contracted and limited to only one side of you, they will also give you only one side and contracted bit of themselves. And depending on what you want to achieve, you can then master your superpowers in that manner to be able to integrate them accordingly. Okay.